Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, no matter where you are in the world. This is Howie, and I'm here to help you win with money. Today is Wednesday, January 19th, 2022. This is the second trading day of week number 3. Markets turn red after the morning open. This is, if it continues this way, it would be day 2 of this red trend. We'll see what happens. I'm keeping an eye on things like Tesla because I did put on a short-term trade, but I am keeping an eye on things like Microsoft and the video game makers with Activision and EA and stuff like that. That was the big news from yesterday. Before we start trading options today, if you are on Facebook, join me in this Financially Fit Club. This is a Facebook group where I also hang out and I help you win with money. My goal is to help you get financially fit. Okay, let's open up ETrade, and then one of the things that I'm looking at is Bitcoin has been dropping for the last month or so. I've been playing Bitcoin by using Riot blockchain. So on this thing, I have 2 covered calls that I collected some small premium for. Now the problem is, you see my average cost is now under the market price. So I want to be careful here. If you hit close button, you see that this option is worthless. I collect the difference is you made the 30s, right? Between 10 cents and this, you made $30. And you can play this week in and week out. So that's, I want to look at how much premium would I collect by adding 1 week to it. Now you see by adding 1 week, it's really not a lot. So I've just been looking at what is the right combination to roll this forward. Now I am taking a chance because I am rolling it using a cover call for less than the market price. Some of the reason why I'm doing that is trying to collect a bigger credit to make up some of the loss of the underlying. Now beware, you don't want to get your shares assigned at $24 if your average cost basis is higher than that. I'm only doing this for the 1 or 2 weeks to collect a slightly larger premium, and then what you need to do is start rolling this upwards past $27. So you got to know that going into this trade. If you're going to take some risk on the front end, you need to know how to manage your position when blockchain or when Bitcoin starts changing the price or the position. Again, I'm doing this because you see this one only has 6 cents left on this option. I collected 37. It doesn't make sense to play it to the end. So what I want to do is I'll add 2 weeks to this one. Same thing. I lower it a little bit, collect a little bit more credit. So my goal is trying to make some money, a little bit more money now before I have to start rolling up. So these are the things that sometimes you have to do. You do have to take on risk to make some money. And I think one of my rides went across. You see that? One of the rides went across. And let's try to get this other ride across. Let's try 43 cents. And then eventually, as you get closer to the bid, it will get sold. And I'll show you that real quickly. I'm just going to move it 1 penny at a time until it gets sold. This is really boring. Sorry. You have to watch this. Let's just keep on doing that. And there you go. That one got sold. And I'll show you that real quick. There you go. Both of my rides got sold. So for my next trade, take a look at Stor Capital. This is a REIT, a REIT. I have a cover call option on this for $37.50. I got this at 50 cents, and then you can see most of the premium has decayed away, even though there's still 3 months left. Now I'll show you the chart. If you look at this 1 month chart, you can see the downtrend from, it never really hits $35 and it's downtrending. If you look at the 6 month chart, it's the same concept. It's over $35. For the last 6 months, it's been downtrending. It found a little support down here, and then it rebounds, and it's trading in a range here. What I care about is the top is over here, around $35. And you see this? This doesn't hit $35. That doesn't hit $35. What I'm hoping for is by doing something like this, I'm going to roll this cover call to a $35 strike price, I will lose my share if it goes above 35. But what I'm saying is, if I did nothing, this I can leave it at 37.50. I just don't see it happening where it goes above 37.50 by April. So you don't make anything, or you don't make any more money by leaving that one and let it expire naturally. In order for me to make a little bit more money, I'm going to do this by changing the strike price a little bit lower, because it is trading under the 35. Now, I feel comfortable doing this because, again, I normally roll up and out whenever I'm wrong. And in this case, because the market has been downtrending, it only makes sense for me to go and lower this and collect another $35 today. And I'll show you what I mean. So I'll put this trade in. I'll start lowering it until it gets traded, and it looks like it got traded now. And there you go. So that's another trade in the books. If you just look, I hit the refresh button. The market did turn around. You see this? When I was trading, everything was negative. And now it's turning around. And now it changes stuff, because I did moves. Because I do predict there's going to be more downside volatility. But now, what's interesting is this. It had me look at Square or Block. I'll show you this. The 52 range is 147. Let me show you the 1 month chart. You see this downtrend. I think there is a support down here. You look at the 6 month chart. Let's look at the 1 year chart. And you see, I think we're close to the bottom. Should it be worth $2.89 a share? I don't know. But I'm not worried about that. So I want to put on a trade on Square, because I do think on the short term there may be some upside here. And I have a cover call on Square already, but I want to move it just in case of the upside that's going to happen. And here's the trade that I was thinking about making. I have a cover call that expires in 5 months. For 135. Right now, it is under 135. The problem with Square is it actually moves $10 or $10 up or $10 down in a month. I can be losing a lot of money by letting this cover call continue on. But one of the things that I was looking at is, at what price am I willing to get rid of Square and be happy? And I was playing around with some of these numbers, and if you pick like July and September, it wasn't worth anything for me to do. Like, I'll show you the combinations. Something like this wasn't worth it. You see, if I move it to 145, I may have to spend money to make that happen. So by adding a few more months, it wasn't worth it. So you had to play around with the different combinations. And I landed on something like this. So what this is saying is, I'm willing to give up my shares for $20 more, which is $2,000, by adding 6 more months to this bet. So in 1 year's time, if I lose, I'll get $155 a share, or $15,000. And in order for me to agree to that, I will be okay with accepting, let's say, $55 for that contract. Now, why is that good? I don't know if this is a head fake, but based on what I see, I really do think we're close to the bottom. The bottom is somewhere near in, and I just think Square has been one of those stocks that's so hard to play, because you see when it did that massive move up, it was really hard to bet against it. And I don't know where it's heading, but my point is this. I'm not losing money today. I'm actually going to accept. And I'll show you what I mean. Let's start at 120. You see that? It means that you're willing to accept the money now, write the contract, get rid of this old one for 135, establish a new one for January of next year for 155. So I'm willing to hold this for another year, take the $100 today in my pocket with a chance to make another $2,000 on top of that. So that's what I'm going to do. I think it's going to play out really nicely for what I'm trying to do, which is I'm trying to position my long-term portfolio to handle the volatile price swings on some of these high high risk, high reward stock. And I think the square went across, and you see that it did. So there you go. Square did go across. So that puts me in a better position to capture the upside now. Where I was before, it was because it was downtrending, I wasn't worried too much. But now that it's uptrending, it may uptrend soon. I'm not saying it's happening, but I'm trying to prepare for it. So that's all I'm doing. Now, if I'm a little bit early, it's okay. I can always roll and adjust that contract for a little bit more premium. So for right now, we're just going to sit on the position that we have. Let's wait for some time to pass by, see what happens to the market. As I told you, markets are very volatile right now. So I do want to play my portfolio a little bit different. Sometimes I used to trade a lot of weeklies or short-term options. I used to do a lot of 3, 4, 5 days, 8 days, whatever it may be. Like I opened the Tesla one, and then I'm only playing that for 3 days. And really, for those short-term ones, if you make $50 or $40 per week, that's actually pretty good. But the risk is there. So what I want to do is try to do a balance. I'm going to try to do something the opposite. I'm going to do something very conservative so that you remove some of the gamble risk and play a really safe delta. So those go out 40, 50, 60 days out. You play safe. And then I'm going to blend in some little bit higher risk ones in my portfolio, but not doing one strategy too much. You sort of play both sides of it, and you try to bring out or bring the risk back to a neutral risk or very little risk. So I want to do it very strategically. So you see that I still have some iron condors open and iron condors here. I have some covered calls. And so anyway, let's just sit this out. Let's not, like I said, I'm just trying to prepare for a flat market this year. I don't expect the market to go up 20% this year. I want to prepare for a flat or down market. So the way I'm trading needs to prepare for that. So comment below. Let me know what you think is going to happen. The market has been on a really strong bull run, and it doesn't mean it's over yet. But there's obviously inflation risk. There's a lot of other risks. There's healthcare risk. There's COVID. There's will people go back to work or not? There's a lot of other stuff that brings a lot of uncertainty. There's cost of borrowing becomes more expensive. Are people up to their eyeballs in debt that eventually something is going to collapse again? Real estate seems really expensive again. Used cars are expensive. So there's a lot of stuff happening, and anything can trigger the stock market to just drop. So I want to play safe going forward. Comment below. Let me know what strategies or how you're playing it. Remember, the goal is to make money. Be cautious. The market is risky. In any case, hey, comment below, subscribe, like, share this video with a friend that you think will benefit from this. I'm always helping people win with money. Comment below if you need some help or what type of videos you would like me to do. As always, let's do this together. Let's do this $1 at a time. Have a profitable day. Bye-bye.